welcome back. This is episode 137 of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, the number one Arrowverse podcast on Pornhub. Yeah, that's
Yet
right.
again.
We're back. I'm your host, the self-knighted Sir Cussalott Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC. And I am joined as always by my co host, Mara the Shark Watkins.
Hello.
And how are you this evening, Mara?
I'm good.
Good?
Yes.
Is good, not great?
I'm it's a Wednesday.
You don't like Wednesdays?
No, it's not that. It's just a good day. I mean, it was nice out, so I was like, I don't understand. It wasn't a bad day.
Oh, man. I'm just in a good mood. That's all.
I see that.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, we're not here to talk about how great our days are or how great of a mood I'm in today. That doesn't really matter. What we're here to talk about is the Arrowverse on the CW. What? Okay, hold on. No, that wasn't what you think. Um, that's some Dungeons at the Dark stuff that's happening at the same time right now, and I'm just trying to get all that going. But
Gotcha.
here to talk about the Arrowverse on the CW. You know, Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, Black Lightning, Batwoman, Stargirl,
Stargirl.
Superman Lois, all of them. I need some of these shows to go away. Problem is, when they do go away, I'm not going to stop naming all of them anyway. But like, I feel like if some of them were gone, I just forgot to mention them, I'd feel better about forgetting them. So that's what I'm gonna go with. But yeah, we're here to talk about those shits like we do every week. So we're gonna have a good time going through them because this was an interesting week.
We
So
had no Batwoman.
yeah, no bad woman this week, but some interesting episodes of the shows we did get. So let's go ahead and talk about them. Which one you want to start with, Mar?
Superman and Lois.
Okay. So this episode was called what?
Perks of not being a wallflower.
Perks of not being a wallflower. Okay. So this episode kicks off with some family painting time in the living room. They figuring out what color they're gonna paint the living room walls because you know that's a thing people do. Um,
Yeah, we painted ours. Just the one.
yeah, I mean I know people do it. I just don't. Yeah. If I'm, well, I guess they own that house. That's different. But like I'm just renting this place. I don't give a shit. If I paint it, I gotta paint it back when I leave.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm not looking forward to.
Yeah, so I'll just leave the walls the way they are. So
Nah, I
anyway,
had fun. I had fun painting my house.
hmm so they having a family talk time about their walls and all that kind of stuff. Do a little paint fight, having a good time. But then all of a sudden, a bridge is falling apart in China, so Clark got to take off and go save the day. That's a and I thought that was going to be it for the Superman shit this episode because it really didn't seem like we were going to get no more of that. And I'm like, oh, they are really going in a different direction with Superman. Okay, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But we did get some more
Mm-mm.
Superman shit later. So, but anyway, yeah, he goes and
Yay.
rescues everybody. You all right?
Yes, and China. Yeah,
Okay. So,
I do have to say though that paint fight, I'm too OCD for that. I would be so like anxious about paint getting in my hair, cleaning paint off of other places that paint shouldn't be. It's just like
hmm,
I'm too uptight for that.
I guess I don't know. we already talked about how I just wouldn't do it. So I don't. I have no argument against it. So if that's how it is for you, that's how it is for you.
Thanks.
So then we get back and we have the whole family discussing Clark's super hearing. Like, so what can you hear? Like, oh, I hear everything. Like, well, how are you able to like distinguish what's like a distress call and not somebody just yelling for a cab? Like, practice. And John wants
Hone
to
in
know.
the skills.
Yeah, John wants to know like, well, okay, what's the most
The
weird,
most embarrassing thing
embarrassing
you've
thing you?
ever heard.
Yeah, yeah. Clearly, he wants to know if he's heard people fucking, and he's like, yeah, I'll tell you more about that when you're older. Clearly,
He has.
Clark has heard people fucking because for a while he didn't have control over his shit. So yeah, he's heard people fucking. He's heard their phone sex conversations. All everything, all the nasty shit that people say out loud. He's heard them. He's heard them listening or watching porn. He's heard it. He's heard it. So all you folks out there that think you were alone while watching porn, you were alone, but Superman still knew.
Oh my God.
Let's see. So then they have this little rules discussion though about Jordan being careful and all that kind of shit, and how John also needs to be careful because small things they say and do could tip people off, yada yada yada. That kind of talk. Then we get Lana and Dickbag husband. What's his name?
Kyle.
Cal.
Cal.
Cal. All right. So yeah, they're sitting outside. At first, we don't know what they're talking about, but Lana's clearly embarrassed about something. Like we don't want people to know that we're here and blah blah blah. But it's Sarah at therapy, and it's just like, oh, you're embarrassed about getting help for your child. Cool. Okay.
Right.
Um, let's see. So then we get back to school. Jordan and Sarah are talking. Like, oh, weren't here at first period. She was like, yeah, other shit. But
Something else I had to take care of.
yeah, and they started talking more and more. But then she cuts the conversation short because asshole boyfriend is down the hall, and yeah,
I really hate that he is the only black character in the show and they've made him be the asshat. Like the asshat kid.
yeah,
Because Kyle and Morgan Edge, I guess, are the
yeah,
asshat adults.
yeah. Because I don't think it gets much worse than Cal. Um,
Who
but
I
yeah,
have theories about.
about Cal.
Yeah.
What about Cal?
I feel like he's more connected to Morgan Edge than has been revealed. Because he real he real quick to come to that man's defense every time.
Oh, okay,
That's it.
okay. Oh,
What?
this is gonna be so dope, Mark. Like, yo, I can't wait for y'all to see this shit.
Oh God. But
So what happens after that, Mara?
oh, so yeah, so the kid's being the asshat and he's about to fight Jordan because he assumes that Jordan's flirting with Sarah. And it's just like, and it seems that Jordan gets a flare or spark of his powers.
Yeah, like
And it looks like
yeah, he
he
about to
about
use it
to
in his ass.
knock.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no, it looked like he was about to punch homie into next month.
Well, yeah, he was balling up his fist, but I thought he was just clenching his fist, trying to stay calm. But I thought his eyes were about to right through his head or some shit. Like that's what I thought was gonna happen. It could be the punch too.
Either way, Clark heard that shit was amiss.
Yeah, he's like, oh wait.
And he was like, hey guys,
Hi.
hey. Yo, I chuckled at how fast Clark showed up.
Yeah.
But I was really kind of hoping that Jordan was going to knock him into Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
It would have killed him, and that would have been the end of everything. But, I would have still enjoyed to see it.
Yeah.
But then with that happening, the boys also realized that Clark does occasionally super listen in on them. and they get upset about it, which I get, but I also understand Clark's
Yeah, it's one of those
POV on it.
things. Yeah, it's like I understand them not liking the fact that he can hear them and listens to them, but at the same time, like shit almost got out of hand, and like
Like, look what could have happened
yeah,
if he didn't show up.
exactly. Honestly, it kind of looked like he was going in a bad direction before he showed up.
Right.
Yeah.
We're
We got
thankful that Clark showed up.
yeah. So then we got Clark and Lois are sitting at the sitting around talking like, yeah. You remember when I first found out you could hear me all the time and how pissed off I was and how he had to, buy her flowers every day for 2 weeks and shit, and like that's a lot of flowers.
Yeah.
No, he said he spent 2 weeks worth of pay on flowers, not said flowers every day for 2 weeks. Got that back.
Either way,
Either way, that's a lot of money on
that's a lot
flowers.
of flowers anyway. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that could be just like 3 flowers, just three really, really expensive flowers.
It'd have to be really exotic.
Exactly. That's how much he loved her, which would be stupid because, like, if they were really super exotic, he could have just flew really fast over to get him, you know?
No,
Like,
but
which
they're super exotic. That means that they're probably some kind of endangered. I mean, you shouldn't be selling them anyway.
possibly, or they're just from a place where you can only get them in like one region of one country,
Maybe,
but they're very common in that one region in that one country.
maybe. But either way, that's a lot of fucking flowers.
Yeah. It's a lot of money on flowers. I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like there's other ways, but whatever. So he basically has to, make a promise to them he's never gonna do it again and all that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then we got, um,
Sharon Powell showing up at the Gazette.
yeah, this is when Lois and fuck is her name?
The editor in chief,
Yeah, newspaper
Chrissy.
boss later. Yeah, she's yeah, they're having their conversations, and here she comes because she wants Lois to do these puff pieces because that's what sells newspapers and blah blah blah. She was like, that's because you never tried to really sell the news, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
She was just like, sweetheart, this is not how we make it big.
yeah. And my thing was this whole episode, like I had a whole problem with this editor this whole episode because like she did a complete flip during this episode from being like completely fangirling over Lois and what she does, and then all of a sudden she
Right.
wants to like control Lois and what she does. It doesn't make any
She's
fucking
just like,
sense.
when she be trying to like rein Lois in, like, wait, calm down. Let's not jump too hasty. What? This is how we get good stories.
Well, that's not even my problem. My problem was it seemed like a complete flip of her character.
Yeah.
Was before of just completely fangirling over Lois and wanting Lois to do what she does, and then all of a sudden it was just like I want to be like this hard ass, put my foot down. This is what we're doing because this is what sells newspapers. Like that's not who you were last week.
Right.
But okay. But
And
yeah,
it's
this
like,
lady.
don't treat Lois like she don't know what she doing.
Yeah. So this lady comes in looking for Lois's help because her son has gone missing after he started working for Morgan Edge.
Sharon Powell.
Sharon Powell.
Yep.
I said her name. Does it make you feel better?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna forget again. But so apparently some dude is sitting out in the car watching them though, taking pictures and shit.
Of course there is.
Yeah. Then we cut back to the school. Sarah breaks up with her boyfriend, but in the meantime, like QB knocks over Jordan because Jordan hears it happening. Like, stay in your lane, blah 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 blah.
She clearing house.
Yeah, she certainly is. Because after that, she also quit the cheerleading squad. Because fuck
And
that
then-
shit too.
Right. And then later, and then her mom coaches that, and then going from there, she then airs her mom out in a diner later.
Yeah. But before that, we got Jordan deciding he gonna join the football team now.
And he killed it.
Like, killed it. He like knocking folks like way further than he should. So he's just like, hey, chill. But yeah, he's a natural. But then coach gets mad at John. Like, why you ain't telling me about him?
Right.
Take
Like he
5
got
laps.
words for that. Why didn't you tell me you had a brother who played football? Because I didn't.
I'm about to say,
I didn't have one of those
yeah.
10 minutes ago.
My brother never had any interest in sports whatsoever until I just saw him walk out onto this field. But he can't say that, so he just had to eat that shit. But
Right.
yeah, then we got John and Jordan talking to Sarah at the diner. They're doing their, teenage angst talks. That's what they do. But then here comes Lana. And this is when she
airs her out about all they dirty laundry.
I mean, yeah, put all the family business. All the family business.
Kids.
Yeah,
I even tweeted that earlier today. It be your own kids spilling your tea.
Oh, Luna been spilling your tea?
No, some other kid in her class did on her parent today, and I thought it was the funniest thing ever. Is Luna good for doing that shit? Yeah, but she doesn't do it that often with tea that's really worth spilling. She spills water.
So everything she spills is harmless. It's just,
Yeah, or it's already common knowledge.
You just probably shouldn't be talking about it. So then Clark shows up at the diner and they sit down and have a little meal because Lois is busy. They end up lying to him about Jordan playing football.
And Jonathan asks, why you lie? Why did you lie?
Yeah. So then we go back to the newspaper. Lois is once again arguing with the newspaper boss lady.
I do have to add about Sarah airing out her mother in the diner. It would have been an ass whooping for me after the hovering comment that she made.
Oh, there's plenty of comments she made that would have resulted in ass whoopings.
Oh, I know, but the hovering comment was the first out of pocket statement she said, and I was just like, the fact that she got to go on to spill more tea, I was like, how did you survive that?
She was like, man, you ain't get slapped once,
right?
Like, man, it's been a while since I've been slapped upside the head by my mama, but like, I still don't do that. It's just like, no.
I'm young, not stupid.
Yeah.
I want to have fun, not a death wish.
It's just like, So.
But yeah, I'm sorry. We're back at the Gazette.
Yeah.
And Chrissy is telling Lois that she's nervous about the story and everything going on with it. She's like, maybe we shouldn't poke this bear. And Lois is like, nah, fuck that. We gonna poke the fuck out of this bear. Wake it up. Hibernating time is over. And then Lois's car is set on fire.
Yeah, boom, just explosion. And I'm like, well, shit. If there was ever any question, like as to what's happening here, if they're being watched, or if somebody has a problem with her doing the news, we know there is now.
Right. If you were in any denial or confusion before, don't be.
Yeah. So then we have John and Jordan. They going back and forth about Jordan playing football now because John's feeling a little jelly. Then we got after that we got
Lana
Clark.
told Clark about Jordan being on the team.
Yeah, man. I hear like, accidentally snitching.
Whoops.
Yeah. So then we get at football practice, they're doing a one-on-one hidden drill, which as someone who played football, I've never done this before. Like this is not something that you do. You don't just like line up and then just run head on into each other like that. We just you don't do that. It
doesn't sound really safe.
It doesn't. Only time you do anything similar is this thing that I've done where like two of you
actually playing.
No, the two of you like you lay on the ground, like with your helmets up against each other like this on the ground. One of you has the ball. And, the coach blows the whistle. You both stand up. The one with the ball tries to get past to do without the ball. Like, that's the closest to a drill like this that I've seen them do.
Okay.
that I've seen done or have participated in. I don't know. I didn't play past high school, so if anybody played past high school, you let me know if they did anything else like that on the college level or anything like that. But yeah, this is high school though, so I doubt that Anyway,
They must do it differently in Kansas.
yeah, maybe it's different in Smallville. But anyway, after he knocks this dude on his ass, this was the boyfriend or now the ex-boyfriend.
He
Jordan
needed
helps
it.
him up, and he was like, "Yo, my bad for kissing your girlfriend. Shouldn't have done it." Even though he ain't know she was his girlfriend, but whatever. But he apologized. He tried to squash it. He's just squashing it.
Right. He's like, we're through. We're done, nigga. We're done.
Yeah. He didn't say nigga though, because
He's like, I'm done, my N-word. We're done.
because that would have resulted in an ass whooping. So, I mean, not really, but like, because he like got superpowers, so it wouldn't. But still,
Ooh, Greg would get an ass whooping.
yeah.
Definitely. I would have to see you outside after work, Greg.
But yeah, Clark's at the practice. He sees this go down, and Jordan and Clark, when they get back home, have a bit of a disagreement. A disagreement on the situation.
I'm gonna need Jordan to not become so explosive every time he argues.
Yeah.
You always throwing like his hoodie on the ground, always screaming at Clark. And it's like, I understand the upsetness of the situation or the topic. Hone it in.
Basically.
All that teenage rage coming out.
So, it turns out that 3 other employees have gone missing along with that lady's son. So Lois is going to investigate. She's going to meet the lady at the motel to have a little.
Sharon.
Yeah, her. Meet her at the hotel to have a little chitty chat. While she's gone, though, John goes to Clark about Jordan playing football. Like, yo, maybe it's best that he does play. Like,
he got friends now.
Like, he's making friends. He actually seems like he's happy now. Like, this might be good for him.
The other half of me is finally thriving, Dad.
Yeah. So Lois shows up at this motel. Suspicious shit is going on. That door has been kicked in clearly. And so, of course, being the smart woman that she is, she just walks right on in there.
It's always the bitch who don't got no fucking powers doing some dangerous shit like that.
Yeah, just walked all up in there.
And then just expects them to just show up and save her.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I got Superman. Beep, beep, beep. But yeah, she goes up in there.
Showed up and started getting his ass whooped.
Sure did. But she went up in there. And my thing was, this is one of those weird things that happens. She went and she turned off the TV. I don't know why that was a thing, like why that was necessary or anything to be part of the show, that she had to turn off the TV. But for some reason, it was important to them that she walks in and then turns off the television. Okay. But anyway, while she's in there, we got some big nigga in the room. Just big old boy.
Big old boy.
Yeah. And he proceeds to, grab a hold of Lois and try to get her. She gets herself free a little bit and pulls out her little device and like, that's not going to help you. Like, no, but he will. And she calls in Superman. He come busting through and starts going to, trying to regulate on him, but it don't really work because he started getting his ass whooped.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, did he hit him and then make him stronger?
Yeah. So.
And dude was big as fuck.
Yeah.
But he looked like a normal dude in the car.
Yeah. I guess you don't really know till you see him stand up.
Hey, I know that's a fact.
But then Superman gets up after he got his ass whooped, but he gets up and then gives old boy the Sub-Zero combo. He froze him and then uppercut him.
Cannot wait for that film to grace my television.
Oh yeah, I can't wait either.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. But yeah.
Because he said Sub-Zero, I had to say it.
I get you. But yeah, so he takes care. He's taken care of. Um, and then takes old girl to the hospital, gets her some help. Then we got Lana and Sarah talking. They come to terms, and Lana's like, "You right. I've been fake all this time. That's just the way I was brought up. Don't let them see you hurting and all that kind of shit. Blah blah bibbity blue." They both
It's
cry.
not the Lana I grew up watching. The Lana I knew was stronger than this.
Hey man, she had a rough life. I mean,
this one did.
I mean, but she's married to Cal, so you know.
I like to think that my Lana is off somewhere being an independent badass bitch. Like she got like 2 kids that she probably got herself pregnant with.
She got herself pregnant.
And is raising them by herself. That's how much of a badass she is. She got herself pregnant. There's no we're pregnant. It's just me. Lana is pregnant.
Oh man. So.
Or I like to think that she married a guy, made him fall in love with her, get married, and then procreate with his children, 2 of them to be exact, and then was like, I'm out of here. I didn't even want you. Like, and then just leaves and then proceeds to raise their daughters as 2 even stronger women who probably
okay. So their daughters also. She also made sure that they were daughters.
Yes, this is how powerful she is.
I see. Okay.
This is my hopes and dreams for Lana Lang from the Smallville universe.
Okay.
Thank you for entertaining me with that.
That's fine. You're whatever makes you happy, Mara. Whatever does it for you, you know. Cool.
That definitely did it for me.
So then we get Clark talking to Jordan, and he's like, all right, look, I know what it's like because I wanted to play baseball. And he was like, you know, had to figure out if my reason, you know, was worth it. And he didn't do it and he regrets it and blah, 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 blah. But then he's like, you know what?
I don't want you to have the same regrets, son.
Yeah, so you go on and play football, be careful, but one condition, and that is that Clark is going to be an assistant coach.
Which, I mean, I'm not too surprised by. And
you need to keep an eye on things.
Yeah. You know.
Since he can't listen.
Right. Since these damn kids don't know how to fucking listen anyway.
But I was talking about because Clark can't listen to him no more. You know, he made that promise, so we got to be able to watch him somehow.
Right. So, he's like, you didn't say I couldn't watch.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because in hindsight, Clark could have been watching them too.
Yeah, he could have been. He could have just been hovering over
the house,
or over the school, just looking down, just whenever the fuck you want to. Just be up high enough. Yeah, just be up high enough so that normal people can't see him, but still he can look just like oh man.
I just wonder how it's gonna be like being assistant coach and something happens and he needs to disappear.
It's true. I thought it was just fun seeing him pretend to struggle with things, like struggle to carry things.
Right. He was like when he was first doing it on his own, he was like, oh, I can't walk with this. And then Jordan was like, okay, pretend like we're struggling with it. My back.
Yeah. Or when the coach first tossed him the cooler and he's like, yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
I loved him and Lois going together to see the coach and Lois being like, and he will work for free.
Oh man. So then we got Jordan and Sarah having a little talk, and they just that little flirty thing going like, are you gonna be at the game? I know you're not a cheerleader anymore. She's like, oh, what? I mean, do you want me to come?
Right. It's just like, girl, just go to the game because you know you want to.
Yeah. So then we get the newspaper lady apologizes to Lois. And then they see she has a whole cork board where she's like connecting the dots and shit. And it's like, oh, it's a whole lot of shit going on here. We got to look into this. So she reverted
right back to her Lois fangirl ways, showing like, hey, I know I seemed skeptical before, but I've been on board this whole time.
Yeah. So, but then big dude is in the car and he's talking to somebody on the phone. But then all of a sudden, some chick in a leather jacket just walks up and heat visions him to death.
I'm a fire in my lasers.
Yeah, just walks in and takes him out. And
like just right in his car, just like
yeah,
lasered the hell out of him.
and left him there. Walked away.
She was like, no one's gonna ask questions about that.
Yeah.
At all.
And that was Superman and Lois. Yeah.
Nothing crazy, nothing too thrilling, but we get some more character side stories going.
Mm-hmm. Where you want to go next?
Let's go with Black Lightning.
Okay.
I would have said Batwoman, but there unfortunately was no Batwoman this week. It took me a couple of days to remember that.
So we got Black Lightning. The title of this episode is what?
The Book of Ruin, Chapter 1, Picking Up the Pieces.
So Mara, last week I made some very some definitive statements about Jennifer. And I was like, yeah, she's gone. It's over. Finito. She ain't coming back. Because, China said, I'm done. I ain't playing this character no more. So I was like, yeah, that's it. They wrote her off. She's done. And they said she'd be done early in the season. But I never, in my wildest dreams, thought that they would give her to Aunt Viv. Or give her the Harriet Winslow. Just recast her. They did it in a very clever way, but they just recast her. I'm like, oh shit. I never thought they'd do this, especially like in the last season of the show. Like, and you killed her all. You could have just killed her. But no. They decided they were going to recast her. And I'm like,
all right, China, we can go on without you.
Even if it is for just like 10 episodes. Oh, man. So anyway, let's go back to the beginning. So Jeff is talking about how he can still sense Jennifer. Oh, by the way, the little lair or whatever they're in is called the Sanctum. I didn't know that before.
Me neither.
Yeah. So yeah, when they said it, then I'm like, oh, that's what they call it. Okay.
I'm just calling it the hideout.
Yeah. Hideout, the lair, whatever pops into my head at the time.
Right.
There we go. You okay now? Because you really looked like you were like just struggling.
I was struggling. Like I was like screwing it back tighter, then unscrewing it again, trying to get this daggone thing to come off. And I still haven't gotten it off.
Wow. So anyway, then TC is talking to the satellites and they're like, yo, it's some weird ass energy shit happening up there. And the particles are all cluttering and shit. And Jeff's
like, that's Jennifer. Because see, the particles aren't going away. So he's saying pretty much what I had said last week. I was like, well, the particles look like they're coming together instead of separating like particles would do. And so he's just like, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to get the particles and we going to put her back together.
Yeah, we're just going to get the particles because, it's just, we do that now.
No general knowledge of like the ionosphere or like basic physics.
Yeah. He don't know physics like that. He don't know like
I'm gonna go up there and get her.
Quantum mechanics and physics and all that kind of shit. He don't even know. He don't know how none of that shit work. Be like, I'm gonna go get it.
Right. Like I'm gonna do it. We gonna make that work. Get it set up, Gamby. Like I'm gonna go.
And Gamby like, well, look. We can't just do that. Like, first of all, we need like this one thing. And they only exist in certain places. They only like a couple of them. Like Star Labs has one. And Jeff is like, I know a guy. And proceeds to call Barry, but we don't get to see Barry. I'm very disappointed in that.
Right. I was just like, oh, yes. Please. I thought we were about to get a crossover real quick. I was like, is this how we save Jennifer?
Yeah. This dude
and Iris all at the same time.
This Team Flash save Jennifer. And then and then in return, like they help him save Iris or some shit. That would have been dope.
But of course it was too much for them to do it. But I was just like, nice Flash reference. But then I'm wondering, how far is Central City from Freeland?
It's a good question.
Because we don't know I don't really know what state Central City is in. but we do know that Freeland's in Georgia. They're like the only, I think it's like the only show that I kind of know what state they're in, except for Superman and Lois. Like they're the only two shows I know what state
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are in.
You don't know where Metropolis is. We assume it's New York, and we assume Gotham is based on New York, but
I had assumed I was gonna say I had assumed that Metropolis was just like a down like a southern city area,
I
or
always
not southern, midwestern, because if Smallville is in Kansas, it's got to be like in a city nearby, like within that state area, like probably not in Kansas,
why?
because I feel like people drive from Metropolis to Kansas. I'm not saying it's in the same
I mean, but
state.
why do you feel that way? That's why I'm asking.
Oh, I just the way that I've seen Smallville in relation to Metropolis related, it seemed like it's a place.
Okay, so you're basing it off the Smallville show. Okay, that's what I was at. I'm just figuring. I'm just
Yeah,
trying to figure out where you got that from. That's all.
yeah. It just kind of seemed like I'm under the assumption that, because like it was always seeming that like anyone could have just showed up in Smallville. It takes time for non-Kryptonian people, or human people, to get there, or non-rich folk. For ordinary folk, it takes time to get from Smallville to Metropolis, but I believe it's doable within a couple to a few hours. That's the assumption I've had.
Okay.
But then that's why I was always curious about, well, where is Gotham? If they're kind of like, depending on which universe you're watching, in the DCEU, Gotham is across the harbor from Metropolis.
Yeah.
And then like they haven't mentioned how far Gotham is in this universe, but I digress.
Yeah. So the way it's been described to me, as far as the way these cities are set up, not as far as their geographic location, but just how they're described. Like I said, Metropolis is supposed to be based on New York, like the happier side of New York, where it's just like not as,
Midtown.
not as seedy and all that. I don't know the way the place breaks down like that, but I'm gonna assume that you know what you're talking about. But
The touristy area.
yeah, the more uppity, happy area of New York is what Metropolis is based on. And then the way I heard Gotham is like the darker, seediest
The
side of the
Bronx.
city when you're walking down the street by yourself at night, and then you hear footsteps. That's Gotham.
The Bronx.
Okay. So,
or New Jersey.
why are y'all always bagging on New Jersey like that? Like I hear that all the time. New Yorkers are always talking about New Jersey like that. And it's just like, that. What did New Jersey do to you?
They talk all that shit and they are literally floating on shit.
Anyway, Jeff's like, I'm going up there. They get the thing from Star Lab. Flash brings it to him. We don't see him.
He's like, we'll get it there in a flash. And I was like, ha ha ha.
Yeah. Then Jeff finally suits up again with his little plastic dollar store watch. Then we get I'm sorry, that's a horrible prop. It just is. Then he goes up and finds a little energy cluster and he absorbs that shit. Looks like he's about to die because he passed out and starts falling to the ground like Jennifer did that time in the first episode that we never talked about. But anyway,
it was a precursor to us with this.
Maybe some foreshadowing. They're like, oh, it's dangerous. Yeah, it is. That's why I wanted you to follow up on that and talk about what happened, but they didn't. And it was just, it's weird, bro. Anyway, Gabby wakes him up with some little high pitched frequencies in his ear and shit. And he wakes up, he pulls out of it, blah, blah, blah. Then we got Nissa giving TC a pep talk, like, yo, this ain't your fault. He's like, I knew she was going up there, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, okay, well, how are you going to stop her anyway? So.
Right, because Jen was going to do what Jen wanted to do anyway.
Yeah.
That's just who she is.
Yeah. So then we cut to the chief, and she wants to put the blame for this random murder, the one that, dude Lala killed, on Lightning. Because, they found little zap marks on him and shit. But, yeah. She decides she wants to put new detective dude in charge, and he don't want to do it. He don't want to be on the Meta Task Force. She was like, yo, I'm not feeling that. That's just not how Black Lightning roll. That's not how Lightning rolls. Like, why are we? Then she like shows him the footage of her like scaring away the folks in that video and all that shit, and he's still like, yeah, so. So
She's like, what are you saying?
yeah. So she basically says you have no choice. You're gonna do this shit.
This your job.
Yeah. So yeah, after that we got Jeff and Lynn are just sitting there watching the energy, and of course an argument ensues because that's what they do now. They got personal because you know how people get. But because Jen was addicted to the ionosphere, so he hits her with the I wonder
where she got that from.
Where she get that addict shit from? Like, damn, bruh. That was that. Ooh, yeah, exactly. That hurt me. Like, fuck.
Damn, Jeff. I know you mad, but relax.
Yeah. And then she turned around, put the blame on him. So it was a whole thing.
I also want to say for people who also are not certified in this, them working with black hole science.
Just clearly, the only one on there that's actually in any way qualified is Gamby, but all of them just have an input and just saying we can try this and do. I'm like, y'all don't know what the fuck you talking about,
right? Like Lynn was talking about, like, you may create tiny little black holes, which will either be what we need or they'll destroy everything. Thanks, genius.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Like what sci-fi movie you was watching? You saw that on?
Right. What Wikipedia page you read that from? Thank you. Yeah. I could have did that myself.
Yeah. These folks, Mara. These folks.
Yeah.
So then we got Chief at the press conference, and she tells everybody that Jen Lightning
is her number one suspect for Lydell Johnson's death, and she's enemy. Not only is she her suspect, she's enemy number one.
Yeah, public enemy number one. And I'm just like, well, damn.
And then she issues a warrant, an arrest, like she's going to arrest Lala.
Yeah. So then we got then Jeff basically tells them like, all right, well, I fucked that dude up. I didn't kill him. But like
he was alive, but I definitely
thoroughly whooped his ass. But I ain't kill him. And so they get all pissed off. Yeah. So everybody's pissed at him now. And he's like, so you won't go out and be Black Lightning, but you'll beat up random people in the street. Like, no, I don't beat up random people in the street. I beat up the dude that tried to kill my daughter.
But that's what we were saying. Why'd you have to go as Jefferson Pierce? Why can't you just be Black Lightning and do it?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just telling you that's what he was thinking. And why he didn't say that part where he was like, I didn't beat up some random dude. I beat up the dude that tried to kill my daughter. Like he could have just said that, but he didn't because they don't communicate.
Family is just about not communicating. Yeah. And then getting mad when they don't communicate.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of not communicating, Nissa's just been ignoring Grace's calls all day because
avoiding her. Because she didn't tell her about Jen.
Yeah, didn't tell her about Jen. Then we got Anissa and Lynn talking. They're both having a glass of wine because they going through it. There's,
red wine and French fries.
Yeah.
The next time I'm going through it, I'm going to use that as a remedy.
There you go. I mean, it's a great combination even if you're not going through it. Like burger and fries with wine, red wine. Yeah. Your favorite burger spot? Glass of red wine. Yeah.
Sounds like a good night.
It is. Let's see. What else? So we got more Jeff and Gamby, typical shit. Same shit, different toilet. But then Jeff tells him the story about the time he lost Jen in the grocery store.
Hold on. Before you start, because you know the person I am, I had to fact check this.
Oh, the body issue?
Yes. I did all the research and the math. It don't make sense.
So when did the body issue come out?
The body issue started in 2009.
The one with Colin Kaepernick. That's just
2013. One. Now, after seeing that, I went back. So I had to do the math. So if we're assuming that Jen is 18, I'm just assuming she's 17 or 18 years old. I went with 18 for my math because she's about to graduate from high school, right? So if she was 18 and Jeff said she was about 6 years old when this incident happened, that means that's 12 years ago. Now I need to know what year Black Lightning is currently set in, because if they are in 2021, you take away 12 years, that takes you to 2009, which actually just humbled me in this very moment because I just realized I graduated from high school 12 years ago. Jesus Christ. Which means that Jen was 6 in 2009. And ironically, means that she wouldn't have been looking at Colin Kaepernick. She would have been looking at the Steelers, Casey Hampton, the Jaguars at the time, Terry Holt, and the Vikings at the time, Adrian Peterson. So I want to know who's fucking lying.
I mean, there's a very simple explanation, which is the show just takes place in 2025.
There is that. But do we know that?
We don't know that it's not true. You don't know what year it takes place in, is my point.
I don't. But they're supposed to be current relevant, like they're supposed to be like somewhat relevant to our time. Because then that have because like like the Flash and them are set in our year.
Yeah, but it's not on our Earth. So things could have happened differently on their Earth.
Yes, but Flash and Black Lightning are on the same Earth.
Yeah, but neither one of those Earths are our Earth.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if they're what I'm saying is if they are also in the same time as us, even though we're on two different Earths. Was that me or you?
What?
I heard a thump.
Oh, yeah, that was my phone hit the microphone.
Oh, okay. I was just like, what is that?
You're missing my point. That's not what I meant. When I said they're on different Earths, it means things can happen at different times on their Earth. So, maybe the body issue with Colin Kaepernick happened 4 years before that on their Earth.
I would hope so.
Yeah. You just don't know with the whole multiverse thing. And, it's comic books. Who knows?
Either way, what I'm saying is I like that they used Colin Kaepernick as this reference. I just wish they would have made the age more realistic. Because to be honest, even if he had said she was 12 and he lost her in the store and caught her looking at the body issue instead, I'd be like, that makes sense.
But at that point, it wouldn't have been a big deal that he lost her in the grocery store.
True. Unless you like me, who I'm just like, I kind of like panic when I can't find Logan in the supermarket. And
well, that's because you need adult supervision. Yeah, she's like, where's Logan? I need an adult. Like that's what's happening with you. But
that's me at work, for real. When I need a manager, I'm like, I need an adult.
Yeah. So then we got Destiny calls Lala because she's like, we got a problem. The cops coming after you, and after they come after you, they coming after me. So we need to just go ahead and take them out. Let's parlay. Let's form a truce. Let's meet here. Blah blah blah. Lala ain't having that.
He like, fuck you, bitch. I don't need your help. I'm gonna do this myself.
Yeah, he eventually agrees, but like after he hangs up, he's like, yeah, we're gonna kill that hoe. So
yeah. Essentially is what he said.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. Like he used a lot of different words, but in the end, it was just like, yeah, we're gonna kill that hoe. Let's see. And yes, hoe would be the proper term for her because she was, Lady Eve's number one hoe. So yeah.
Oh.
But anyway,
before we start with the pitchforks.
Yeah. That is her literal occupation, people. So yeah.
She's just a boss hoe.
Yeah, exactly. Or like what's her name? Vera on Harlem Nights, I'm an honest hoe. It's just still a hoe. It's fine. It's the oldest profession. Kudos to it. Somebody got to do the job.
Besides, like priest. So besides like priests.
No, I believe it's even older than the priest.
Yeah, I know, but I mean like priests would be like up there on like really old fucking jobs.
Oh yeah. But prostitution literally is the world's oldest profession.
I believe that.
Yeah, yeah. But what were we gonna say? So yeah, Anissa comes home. Grace ain't happy because she been ignoring her calls all day. She's like, this has just been real distant and all that kind of shit. More shit from what we saw last week of her just not letting Grace in and all that.
Right. It's like how'd you guys get married and you guys having this much issue of communication?
That's what happens when you marry for love. Um, let's see. What?
Nothing.
So then Black Lightning attacks the Fight Club because he's just like, yo, I'm over this shit. Going there swinging, finds Lala. Lala
Back
comes
out
out.
on the streets.
Yeah, Lala come out with the DEG. They come to some kind of weird understanding, like we just not gonna fight each other, and Lala just leave. And I'm just like,
Because they both have a common enemy. Because
And I-
Lala's like, I didn't kill the mayor. I wasn't there for that dude. I was there for fucking Tobias.
yeah, which 100% true. But
Right. Because Tobias killed the mayor.
that don't change all the shit Lala did before that. So still, the fact that Jeff just let him go made me raise an eyebrow because he's just like, that's still Lala. Like he didn't do that bad thing, but he did all this other shit.
Bad stuff. But Jeff is just like, you know what? Not my issue right now.
Yeah. So he leaves. We got TC still watching Jen, little sphere thingy.
That poor boy seems so broken.
Yeah, his he just hurt because he feel like it's his fault. But then we got Jeff and Lynn finally talk in the morning. It kind of seemed like they are right now, but they'll probably just be fighting again next week. So
they apologize to each other at least though this time.
Yeah. Turns out the truce was a setup for Lala. Lala gets, he ain't going down. He just starts shooting because he can't die for some reason. So he just said, fuck that. Because he got that weird shit with the tattoos and everything. So
you know what got me with that one moment though? Like how long Lala and his associates been in this game for? Because even when Homeboy said it, Destiny's always on time. Like she's always prompt. Always. Right?
And she's 30 minutes late.
You don't you feel me? Like
well, it's the thing.
5 minutes late would have struck me as odd.
It would. And the thing is, here's the problem: when you can't die, you make stupid mistakes like this because you're not worried.
Because I was just like, when he just started looking around and then he started looking, because I was like, you let that much time go by, and you like for someone who's like 99% of the time on the ball, you telling me you letting your guard down? After 5 minutes, I would probably be like, okay, maybe if there was crazy traffic.
Yeah.
But like anything past that 6th minute, I automatically assume it's a setup.
Yeah. So cops show up instead. Shootout happens. Lala gets shot multiple times. He goes down. Big nigga tries to run. I don't know where the fuck he thought he was going. It was just like, come on, big boy. Like, you just...
And then tried to pull the I can't breathe. And at first I thought Lala, like, I guess, took his life.
Was taking his soul or some shit to get himself back up or something. Yeah, I can see why you think that. But yeah, he went down, was like breathing out. He was like, I can't breathe. He was like, and new detective dude like, yo, I ain't even touching you. So like...
He's like, please, don't use that phrase.
Yeah. But yeah, Lala gets
Destiny
up.
Was watching.
Yeah, she watching. Lala gets up. He get the fuck up out of there.
She just like, we need an assassin now.
Yeah. So back at the sanctum, the machine is finished, and here are my notes at this point. It's over. They put the blanket on her. She come out. They cut back to her. My notes read as follows: who the fuck is that? All caps with a question mark and exclamation point. And I'm like, They recast Jennifer? Question mark, exclamation point. They gave her the Aunt Viv? Question mark, exclamation point. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? They do it. Well, it's more of a Harriet Winslow. Because, they just recast her in the last season. Like they recast, Jen in the last season.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was kind of just like, Shorty spun around like 3 times. How did you just see her face after that?
She what?
It seemed like when she was getting out of when she was wrapping her and whatever, it just seemed like she was spinning around a bit. And so I was like, why did it take so long to?
Oh, I don't know. Who knows? But yeah.
But either way, it's weird. I was sitting here just wondering, like, how are we going to disappoint the family? Like, I was just wondering how they were just going to portray that, and they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, for the most part.
Yeah, we'll see. Pick up on that next week. Oh, wait. Is next week an off week?
I don't know. I'm going to find out right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was Black Lightning, though. I know Superman and Lois is about to go on hiatus because they had some COVID shit go down. I don't know if that starts next week or the week after.
Oh, no. That means people aren't listening.
No, or maybe it means they are listening, which is why they shut it down as soon as the first positive test happened.
No, I mean, like with that initial person, that person's not listening.
Yeah, possibly. Let's see. Now I want to know. That's the 16th.
Well, apparently there is an episode then. Yo, why is every episode an extended cut?
What, a Superman and Lois?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yo, I was like, not every episode needs to be extended, Greg.
And it's not even really that much extended. It's probably extended by like a minute. Like it's not like a full, like, extra like 5 to 10 minutes or anything like that.
No, I know. It's just like, I feel like it just makes the episode feel longer.
How?
Because the episode is slow enough as it is, and then when you add in the commercials that are in the CW app site itself, it's just like, God, it feels forever.
But I'm saying, but the episode itself is like probably about just a minute longer.
It's
like that's how I'm just like, how does it feel so much longer?
No, I mean, I guess it's just the pace of the episode. It's just, for me, just always slow.
Okay. All right. Well, Flash is all we got left. This episode was called what?
It was called, Jesus, The Speed of Thought. Fitting.
There was some fast thinking happening here.
Oh, God was there.
So yeah, we kicked this episode off with Barry and the crew just remembering Wells, all the Wells. Got a little Wells shrine going there. Cisco's back. Cisco's like, yo, the names everybody we lost is like nano engraved on the shit and all that. So even if something happened with the time with the timeline again, because Barry be fucking up, like we still have this here. It won't go nowhere. But you pan out, you see this like a shrine to Wells, but it's all also like all the other people they lost. You got Jesse Quick's uniform over there. First Firestorm. Fuck is his name? Caitlin's boyfriend, husband. Ronnie, yeah. A few other things. Just a lot of stuff there. All the people they lost. So yeah, that was the lost homies room. Then we go back to Allegra. She's crying in her room over a photo of her and Nash, which is okay.
She pushed him away. And he just wanted to get to know her.
But then she sees there's a message on her computer from Iris to Camilla and Singh.
Yep.
And Yeah.
She shows it to Barry and all of them. And at first, I thought the email was to her, but then I realized it was just mirrored on her computer.
Right.
And I was like, smart, Iris. Smart.
Yeah.
For once.
So then we get Cisco. He's trying to use Atlantean technology to make a portal to the Mirrorverse. It's not working, but he tries to explain to Barry how it's not working, but Barry already knows before he even says it. And then, yeah, happens a couple more times. It's a bunch of techno babble, but basically it's just to show that Barry's thinking faster than Cisco can speak or write.
Or think.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, Barry can see the future.
Yeah. So then we got Eva. She's just watching her real self die over and over again. And I'm just like, man, how many times you need to see yourself die?
She got to believe it. She got to see it to believe it.
But she
just had to be there.
But then
she's trying to see it so she can feel it.
I guess. So yeah, we find out Barry's neurons are firing like super fast now because of the artificial speed force. They do some shit with the quantum ball, trademark pending.
Scare the shit out of me.
What?
Hearing my neurons are firing off like that.
Oh yeah. But yeah, he's able to calculate how everything is gonna happen precisely and perfectly and shit.
And he catches the ball.
Yeah, the quantum ball, trademark pending. Then he realized he knows how to open the portal to the Mirrorverse. So he's like, "All right, we need." They figure out they need Eva to get like the little some kind of particle, some dark matter particles off of her, and yeah. So then we get Iris meeting with Camilla in the Mirrorverse.
And they want to go find Singh.
Yeah.
Who I forgot was still in there.
I did too. Like I forgot all about him, period.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like they've been running things just fine without him, I guess. So like no one seems to be so concerned because isn't Mirror him destroyed or dead?
I think so. I don't remember.
I'd have to go back in and look at old notes.
Yeah. So Barry is able to figure out where Eva's going to strike next. He's like, these are all the known spots where, she could go, but there's a 97 point blah, blah, blah % chance this is where she's going. So they show up there. They got Frost for some help.
And of course she shows up.
Yeah.
In her predictable ass nature.
Yep. So Frost distracts her. Barry does a little runaround thing to collect the particles, but then he just lets Frost just get shot with the little weird power gun thingy.
The light gun.
Yeah, that. They're able to save her.
Not like a mirror gun. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So they're able to save her though, because Barry knew exactly what to do and how to save her. And he was like, yeah, if I didn't, there's a 0.0002% chance that some shit would have went wrong. I couldn't take that chance, so I just let it happen. And he's just like, wow, okay.
What the fuck, Barry, is what's happening?
Yeah. So they save her. He's being completely analytical and cold. And we're just like, oh, shit. So then we got brief little scene with Allegra and Cecile. Just some heartfelt shit. Then we got Barry. He figures out that Eva's the mirror copy. So he's like, yo, this is what really happened. And he, hacks into their shit because he does the crazy, super neuron speed hacking shit. His mind is getting even faster. Then we got Mirror Eva on a talk show and Barry
trying to unveil something.
Yeah, but
and then Barry cyber bullies her into hiding. Yo, that's what that shit felt like I was watching.
His cyber brain hacking was
yeah.
I don't know. Is it still bullying if you bully the bully?
I don't know.
So yeah, it turns out they can't save everyone because they don't have enough particles. Since Iris has been in there longer than both Camilla and Singh, like they can save either both of them, or they can just save Iris. Barry does this weird little simulation thing in his head, and in his simulation,
Yo, I was watching that shit and I was like, damn, this is crazy.
yeah. So they vote to keep Singh and Camilla, but so you saw the simulation like, okay, I'm just not gonna tell them then.
Right. He's just like, look what I could just do if I could just go in there and get her. It's
Yeah, yeah. So, and we think it's because it's Iris, it's the one he loves and all that.
and it's not even for that. It's
Yeah.
not even for that. Like
Yeah,
a
it's
typical man just using us for our knowledge.
okay.
I'm done.
I mean,
I'm done. Just keep going.
would you rather be used for that or for something else?
I don't know.
Okay.
Either way.
So then we got Singh and Camilla. They just Iris is with them. They just both just pass out, like they going down just because of the way they got brought into the Mirrorverse. It just fucks them up. I don't know.
I was just like, yeah, the mirror gun, but I was like, damn, that's horrible.
Yeah. So then we find out from Cisco that the artificial Speed Force has just removed Barry's emotions, so he just don't feel nothing.
I'm happy to hear that, but we need that.
Yeah.
We need that part of you back.
So Cisco then sees that Barry is only planning to save Iris. And he's like, Iris is the logical choice because she can help them defeat Eva. And Singh and Camilla are both expendable.
Like, it makes sense, but damn.
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold. Which is what he is. So
Cold-blooded.
So Cisco, Frost, and Allegra team up to stop him. Frost gives herself the Velocity X. So she gets all, Speedy Frost, which Frost is probably my favorite thing I've seen on The Flash so far this season.
Fact, she's a cold speedster.
Yeah.
And her with the electricity.
Yeah, the little electro frosty blast thingy that she did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But apparently Barry saw all this happening because he predicted it all ahead of time. Because he'd already threw the little quantum ball, like knocked the fuck out of Cisco with it and caused
them all out.
Yeah, just caused them all to get knocked the fuck out. And then just caught the little quantum ball because, fucking Barry.
Why not?
He opens the portal to the Mirrorverse. He sees Iris, like, Iris, bring your ass. And she's like, we got to save Camilla and Singh. No, we got to get them through here first. And he's like, no, just you. And she's like,
we don't got enough time for that.
Yeah, we can't save all of you. We can just save you because you're the one that's going to help us, take down Eva. And Iris like, no, what the fuck? And he just forces her out.
I didn't like this. It seemed like a lot of violence towards women this episode. Emotional violence. Barry was choosing violence in all of these situations.
I'm just okay. So he pulls her, pulls her out
through the door.
Yeah.
Like abusing Eva in that cyberbullying way. A lot of abuse towards women in this episode. I'm not really digging it.
Okay. So but then he sees Iris is all fucked up, and that like gets him to realize like, oh shit, and his emotions kind of come back a little bit enough for him to, like, electrode a little artificial Speed Force shit. But it kind of fucks him up for a minute, but he's all right.
Yeah, he got like electrified, and I was like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, was that supposed to be like the Speed Force leaving his body or something? I don't know what the fuck was happening there, but
like punishing him, like what?
Yeah, he's just crying over Iris and shit right now. But then Eva's like,
woke up.
Yeah, Eva's sitting there freaking out, but then she all of a sudden looks at the mirror and goes all evil eyes.
This is not my world. This is not my world.
But it can be.
Right.
So yeah, she snatches up random cop from the mirror. And then we get something interesting here. We get flashback to season 1 when Thawne kills the original Wells. Wells Prime, if you will. And
The original.
yeah, but somehow original Wells is back now.
Yeah. Uh, I was like,
We'll,
of course we get a Wells back. Of
yeah, yeah,
course.
we're not doing this show without a Wells, so we got back the original Wells now. So he's back, just appears over his grave. But yeah, and that was the Flash.
I need them to explain it.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. But yeah, that was the Flash. So Mara, who's winning?
I'm somewhere in between Wells and Jennifer.
Hmm. Well, I'm gonna go with Wells because he literally came
Yeah.
back from the dead. So
As himself. Yeah. I'm gonna.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. He's winning in my book.
yeah. Who's losing though?
Mm, I would say that dude who Superman was fighting in Superman Lois, but he didn't get a name, so he's not important. Uh, who's losing? I, I could even still argue that Jennifer's also losing,
Possible.
or her family is, because the Jennifer they know is not there.
I'm gonna need you to make
Well,
a choice.
I'll go with Jennifer.
Okay. See, I'm gonna say Lala because he fell for that setup.
There is that. I almost was about to say that Lala could have also been winning because he pretty much survived and got through it or got out of it.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have been necessary if he hadn't got caught in it though. So
Right.
I'm gonna go with him losing this week. So yeah, that's it. That's this week's episode of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. So don't you all forget, catch us every week. We'll be back here again. The last month's episode of Multiverse is now available on podcast services and on YouTube, so check that out. Good fun. We were discussing Superman Red Sun, the animated movie. Good fun. The new episode will be up this month later on for Patreon members. You get it a month early. Also, do not forget to follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at The Creation World. That is at TheCreatia World. No, I'm not spelling the rest of it for you. Also, you can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Creation World. There's also a particular Facebook group for this podcast. Mara, what is that Facebook group?
Facebook.com/groups/super flashy arrow of tomorrow.
Too much wine. Um,
That is a fact.
Also, if you're a wrestling fan, do not forget about Smacking It Raw every week with the Warden Matt Ritter and Vince Daddy Delgado every week. There's also a new episode of Return to Wrestling up on podcast services and on YouTube. Last month's Patreon exclusive episode. The new one will be up later on this month for Patreon members. Also, Dungeons at the Dark is coming soon. If you're following us on Twitter or Instagram, you saw the logo. It's up there, letting you know it's coming soon.
Hey.
Let's see what else. Subscribe to the YouTube too, so while you're there, because
Please, if you just on
there.
YouTube, you could just go ahead and just do it. It's so easy. You're
It
already
is.
there.
It
You're already
is.
half the battle.
And again, we appreciate the views on Pornhub as well, but we'd rather have them on YouTube. Like the Pornhub thing is hilarious to me, and I love it. But YouTube, go there. Just
YouTube is the place to be.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it. We're gonna catch you next week. Until then, we out. Oh, follow me. Twitter, Instagram at Sir_Cussalott, SIR_CUSSALOTT. Mara, where can they find you?
On Twitter and on Instagram at Mara the Shark. That's MARADASHARK.
All right. Now, that's it. We'll catch y'all next time. Until then, we out.
Bye.